British Parliamentary Debate is a style of debate modeled after the traditions of the British Parliament. The motion, which is what we call the topic that is being debated, is stated in the format "this house ... For example, this house would ban phones. Or, this house believes that food should be free. These can be abbreviated as THW or THBT. There are no limits on what the motion can be, so debaters could be debating anything from law and justice to economics or art. There are two sides, government and opposition. Government supports the motion, and opposition opposes it. There are 4 teams of 2 teams on each side. Each team is assigned to a position. There's opening government, opening opposition, closing government, and closing opposition. Each speaker also has a name. In opening government, we have the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister. In opening opposition, we have the Leader of Opposition and the Deputy Leader of Opposition. In the closing government, we have the Member of Government and the Government Whip. In closing opposition, we have the Member of Opposition and the Opposition Whip. The order that the speakers speak in is Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, Deputy Prime Minister, Deputy Leader of Opposition, Member of Government, Member of Opposition, Government Whip, and Opposition Whip. Only one of the 4 teams will win, meaning that teams that argue on the same side are still competing against each other. The first, second, third, and fourth place are decided by 1 or more judges. The head judge is called the chair, and the other judges are called panelists. Prior to the debate, teams are randomly assigned to their positions. Sometimes the motion is released in advance, and sometimes it is revealed just before the debate. In the second case, teams only have 15 minutes to prepare their arguments, and speakers in each team can only confer with each other, not with anyone from the other teams. Digital devices and access to the internet are also not allowed during prep time. During the debate, each speaker has 7 minutes to speak. The opening government defines the motion, provides arguments for their side, and the second speaker rebuts arguments made by the other side. The opening opposition rebuts the opening government's arguments, and then they provide arguments for their side. The closing government provides further arguments in favor of the motion that are different from, but consistent with, arguments made by the opening government. The second speaker then summarizes the entire debate on behalf of the government side. The closing opposition provides further arguments against the motion that are different from, but consistent with, arguments made by the opening opposition. The second speaker then summarizes the entire debate on behalf of the opposition side. The first and last minutes of each speech is known as protected time. During this time, no points of information can be offered. POIs are short statements or questions that the opposite side can use to challenge the speaker. These can't be more than 15 seconds each. If a debater wants to give a POI, they will stand up and give an indication, such as extending a hand forward or saying "point of information." It is up to the speaker delivering the speech to decide whether or not to accept the POI. If the POI is rejected, the debater who offered it should sit down immediately. Although they don't have to, speakers are strongly encouraged to accept at least one POI during their speech. Now you've learned the basics of how a British parliamentary debate works, but BP isn't the only style of debate there is. Check out our videos on the other styles such as public forum, world school style, and Canadian national debate format. Also visit our website for a free trial debate class. Happy debating!